This is ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC 7 at 7. Topping our news tonight, tell your kids to enjoy the weekend. If you live in Manatee County, it is back to those overcrowded classrooms next week and even more crowded than last year. The district expects 850 more students than last year. Palmetto, Braden River, and Lakewood Ranch high schools are all expected to be over capacity by hundreds of students. A new school in Parrish could help relieve some of the pressure, but it is still 2 years away. Superintendent Diana Green says the vote on a half-cent sales tax in November could make all the difference.
We still have to deal with the capacity issue for 2 more school years.
Unless we look at something like building another wing onto this campus, we're going to have to change something. We're running out of student space.
State requirements mandate no more than 25 students per class. Dr. Green says the district will meet the standard. You can practice for all those overcrowded classrooms by visiting some of those stores with overcrowded aisles. Back to school shoppers. Florida's back to school tax holiday begins today. Shoppers won't have to pay taxes on certain items beginning today. Clothing, footwear, items under $60, and school supplies under $15 are tax-free until Sunday. Last year, the tax-free holiday lasted for 10 days, but state officials are now scaling it back just to 3.
The week makes it much better because if everybody's shopping on the same weekend and you have 3 kids and you're bringing them all shopping, it makes it really hectic. So it might deter people some.
Cutting the tax holiday down to just 3 days is expected to save the state more than $20 million in tax revenue. It is getting a little noisy in the waters off of Longboat Key, but attempts to crack down seem to be falling on deaf ears. Florida's Attorney General's office says noise ordinances can't apply to intercoastal waters. Commissioners were considering hiring a consultant to help respond to complaints from residents about party boaters using loud stereos, but new regulations may no longer be an option.
We talk to the boaters and we ask them, for the sake of the citizens and others that are trying to enjoy the weekend or their time on the water, just to be considerate.
Longboat Key commissioners will take up the matter when they meet next month. Now to an update in the fight against Zika. The Food and Drug Administration is approving a plan to release genetically modified mosquitoes in the Florida Keys. A British company developed a type of mosquito with a gene that kills its offspring and mosquitoes they mate with. The local mosquito control district still needs to give its approval before field testing can begin. Immigration, just the term, raises questions and raises passions among voters on both sides of the issue. Now a local group is making the case for more legal immigration, not less of it. The group Reason for Reform says 1 in 5 Florida residents, nearly 4 million people, were born outside the United States, and says we spend too much time and money training and teaching foreigners only to send them away.
And instead of handing them a diploma and then allowing them to work here in the industries that they have been doing internships and discoveries and research all the way through school, we hand them an airline ticket and say, sorry, you got to go somewhere else.
The campaign also notes more than half of Florida's agricultural workers are immigrants. Agriculture is Florida's 2nd largest industry. Now to Venice, where a candidate for the race for city council has been disqualified. Bill Ahern is withdrawing today. Despite living in the city for 4 years, he has not consistently been registered to vote in the area. With Ahern's exit, there's no one left running for the seat.
I have heard that there are interested individuals that will be doing so, it should be interesting.
Other Venice races include Mayor John Hollick's run for re-election. He is opposed by Francisco Abruzzino, who runs the news website The Venice Scoop. Councilman Bob Daniels is also running for re-election unopposed. Hillary Clinton is coming back to Tampa Bay for the 2nd time in less than a month, but it is the first time since she officially became the nominee of the Democratic Party. Her campaign will hold a jobs rally on Monday at the Coliseum in St. Pete. Clinton will outline plans to invest in higher wage jobs during her first 100 days in office. And if you are interested in the event, doors at the Coliseum will open at 1:30. The rally starts at 3:30 on Tuesday. Clinton will continue the tour in Miami. Now for a check on our weather, we go out live to ABC7 meteorologist Bob Harrigan. He joins us from Music on Main in downtown Lakewood Ranch.
Welcome back, by the way. Great reporting up there. I tell you, we are looking at a nice night tonight here at Lakewood Ranch for the first Friday of the month. We've got a great band playing right now, Ocean Road, and they're on a little break, but they're coming back. In fact, they are back right now. Good crowd, too, here showing up. ABC7 has a booth set up here. All the proceeds from the drinks tonight, some of them go toward the Selah Freedom Organization, helping out some Suncoast women here. I'll tell you what, we are looking at a nice evening out on Casey Key. Webcam showing generally fair conditions there for the last couple of hours, although it was pretty dicey earlier this morning as some showers rolled on shore. We're looking for similar conditions again on Saturday and Sunday. So a little reversal timing-wise. Morning showers and storms, and even a few evening showers are possible over the weekend. However, right now, everything seems to be rather calm for most folks out here, and a big crowd now showing up too, knowing that the weather is going to be cooperating. One lone shower just fired up north of Northport, but that's about it. Some inland storms pushing off to the east. Rainfall estimates today were heavier along the coastline, Siesta Key stretching up toward Longboat Key. Right now 87 degrees, sunshine, and the dew point 71, winds out of the west-northwest at 3, and the pressure 30 inches even and holding steady. The high today 88 because of the clouds, a little bit cooler around. And as far as Earl is concerned, it's going to cause some life-threatening mudslides into central Mexico there as it moves in. Top winds are back up to 60 miles for that. And as far as we're concerned in the tropics, we have to keep an eye in that area in the Gulf of Mexico. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, a pretty good chance for showers and storms, Alan, right on in through the next 5 days. And some of that rain could be heavy over the weekend, especially north of Tampa. One model in particular predicting up to nearly 20 to 25 inches of rainfall north of us over the next 4 days. I think it'll stay north. We'll see how it plays out. We'll have much more at 11. Back to you.
Rainy to come, but Eagles tonight. Thanks a lot, Bob. Still to come, Siesta Key Beach is drawing more than just tourists. The Village Association is now plans to ask the county for assistance with the homeless individuals in the area. That story when we come back.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits in the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
For years, the beaches of Siesta Key have been ranked among the top 5 in the country by TripAdvisor, Dr. Beach, and others. They draw massive numbers of visitors and now massive numbers of homeless. ABC7's Kate Flexter has the details.
With one of the top beaches in the country, Siesta Key is a vacation destination, but not just for tourists.
Well, I've seen an increase of more homeless people deciding that Siesta Key is the place to be.
Mark Smith of the Siesta Key Village Association says that increase could hurt local businesses, the majority of which rely on tourism.
Families that want to eat an ice cream cone that would go to the gazebo feel uncomfortable with the panhandling and with the folks just being there.
Smith says much of what makes the island appealing to tourists, like public showers, picnic tables, and grills, also make it appealing for the homeless.
It's convenient for folks that choose to be homeless, and there are folks that choose to be homeless.
What Siesta Key doesn't have is a shelter or any services for the homeless. But Ethan Frizzell of the Salvation Army says for some, that's part of the appeal.
So for those people who want assistance, the system is set up for them. But those people who are wanting to enjoy the quality of life of Sarasota, but not necessarily getting employed or getting housing, there's less reason for them to be downtown in the middle of services.
Frizzell says that's decentralizing the homeless population from downtown Sarasota to places like Siesta Key.
We see that not only in Siesta Key, we're actually seeing it in the outlying county as well, is that people are moving around the edges a bit and not staying right downtown.
But Smith worries this could become a larger issue and plans to reach out to the county to discuss possible solutions.
It's a growing issue that I would like to see addressed, as well as others, and I don't know what the answer is.
Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Is Siesta Key experiencing a rise in homelessness, and could it affect tourism to the island? We'll take it up with our roundtable when we come back.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Joining us for more on tonight's topic is Captain John Walsh of the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, Mark Smith, Vice President of the Siesta Key Village Association and Chair of the Chamber of Commerce, and Major Ethan Frizzell of Sarasota Salvation Army. Thank you all for being here tonight. Captain, let me start with you. Have you seen over the time the number of homeless people increase on Siesta Key?
Yeah, I think I listened to you. Your intro in the beginning, it's a massive problem or a problem, and I think I'd have to disagree with that. We see things that people generally during normal hours wouldn't see. So we haven't seen a massive problem, and I don't know if the Sheriff's Office could, talk about a problem. But people do call us, and we address issues related to people who don't have homes. We have Siesta Key deputies specifically and other law enforcement personnel who offer services such as the Salvation Army, Harvest House. The sheriff has his own housing initiative. And we try to offer the services that we can. We do notice that we have disturbances on the Key occasionally. but to identify it as a problem, you know, we don't see it that way.
But there seems to be two different issues here. One is the social services issue in terms of why, and the second issue is the impact it's having on residents and local business owners in Siesta Key. And watching Kate's story, one wonders that at least in downtown Sarasota, you have the Salvation Army, meaning there's a place that eventually you could sleep. There seems to be more social services downtown. So if you don't have that in Siesta Key, what are these people subsisting on?
Right. One of the things that happens in every tourist community is that tourists tend to be very generous and communities tend to be very generous. And if someone is panhandling, which has been the case out on Siesta Key, often that takes someone by surprise, especially if they're going to beach or going for the ice cream, so you notice it a lot more. And so we notice an influx downtown of people panhandling during downtown season. We also now see Siesta Key having season, and it makes sense that people would panhandle now in order to get that. And so part of the opportunity is to give responsible compassion, and when someone has a need is to allow them to connect to one of the very many organizations within Sarasota that helps people back on their feet and into employment, especially with our job employment right now, as people can be hired. So how do we give responsible compassion?
Mark, I would imagine that for people who live down there specifically because of the beauty of the area, and the people who visit and the people who own businesses down there, are you distressed by this? Are you angry about the increase in if there is any kind of increase in homelessness down there?
Well, I think it's more of a concern. It's not massive by any stretch, but there is a concern in the behavior, quite frankly, between the panhandling and the somewhat aggressive behavior that we have with these folks, and even their passive behavior, sleeping on the benches. Basically, I'd say in the past, the homeless folks would work their way through the village in the pre-dawn hours, checking out the dumpsters and that type of thing, and then melt into the fabric of Siesta Key. It seems like in the last few months, they're in and around, especially the gazebo, basically all day, all morning, all evening, and sleeping, maybe a couple of them in the gazebo at the time, which makes it very uncomfortable for the families that are buying ice cream or donuts that are right next door. And so we need to find a way to help these folks. And at the same time, in doing so, I should say, we're helping the #1 tourist spot, in Sarasota.
Well, it raises a couple of questions. Why in the last few months? Anybody have a feeling about what is different now than there was a little while ago?
Well, I don't know if there's evidence that there is more than there was a few months ago. Deputies who work out there, they know who the people. I mean, I know of one person who's been out there for years, and Mark knows who that person is, and so it's not. I don't think what he's trying to describe out there is a policing problem or there's an influx of it. Maybe just where they're going is different than they were before, but it is a services issue that I think the county and the city need to address, and the sheriff's office is not the mechanism for that to happen.
The fact is our area has been struggling with this question for a long time now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the issue doesn't seem to be getting better, at least in downtown Sarasota. So what is the answer until the county and the city of Sarasota can actually move ahead with other shelters?
I would contend that a lot of the service providers actually have increased services a lot, which is tremendous. So there's more short-term housing available, there's more even shelter beds available, thankfully, more opportunities for people to get housing, people to get employed. The issue is that within our community, we always have groups of people that come through. Every spring, every fall, we have groups. And when there's opportunities here, some people stay. So part of it is determining as a community how we're going to respond, whether it be be on Siesta Key or Fruitville or downtown Sarasota, is to say, if you're going to be part of our community, then we want to help you, but we have an expectation that you're also going to be a good neighbor with behavior that's beneficial to the community. So I think that if you look at the myriad of social service providers, there's been a great deal of increased services, even the numbers show it in the last couple of years, but some of it now is to say there are certain behaviors that we can't tolerate anymore.
Is that not a law enforcement issue in terms of if these people are causing disturbances on the beach? I mean, what are your limitations in terms of what you can do?
Yeah, there are law enforcement, events that occur with people, and then other citizens should call when those disturbances happen, or you see, criminal mischief, vandalism, but the people who are living, in certain areas, that's not a law enforcement problem. And what I see is, maybe more involvement with Siesta Key businesses and residents with services that exist currently. There's a lot of, services in Sarasota County. I think we have the best services related to this type of behavior probably in the nation. I mean, it's a very giving county. And I think if people got involved with those services, people would know that Siesta Key needs a service. Services already exist. So, but it's still, like you brought up before, a city and a county government issue.
Mark, can you put a price tag on in terms of has this cost local businesses money?
I wouldn't say it's gotten to that point, quite honestly. It's an inconvenience right now, and it's disturbing. But I've been happy to talk with these gentlemen waiting to come on air, and inviting the Salvation Army and their outreach folks to come and talk to these individuals that are hanging around and find them some help.
We only have a couple of seconds left, but sure. If there is one thing that you wish either law enforcement or the Salvation Army or the county government would do to at least alleviate some of these concerns, what would that be?
Find these folks help and help them move on, quite frankly, because it's not healthy to be living in the gazebo or at the beach. I mean, there's something wrong.
And the sheriff's office has done that, and some people don't want to leave, and we're limited constitutionally.
And we'll have to leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. Captain Walsh, Mark, Major Frizzell, thank you all for being here. We'll be back in a moment with the comments from our viewers.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half-mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. And all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. Independence U for an independent you.
1-800-350-9872.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
It's a difficult balance. Develop enough homes for our growing population while preserving the environment. Developers often rely on wetlands mitigation. Basically, when the company builds on wetlands, it has to preserve and redevelop land in the same watershed. Here is what you have to say about the practice. Susan Mosier writes, grew up in Florida. It is no longer Florida. Just a ton of concrete, mile after mile. Pretty soon, the whole state will be ruined. Sharon Bishop writes, I don't know the answer, but I do know that this is why our streets flood with just a little rain. They are building buildings and building, and they are all so greedy. I worry about our environment. And Kevin Lamausen writes, we thrive because we live in a free enterprise system. Just because you own your own place in paradise, how can you tell someone else they cannot have theirs? Growth is inevitable. Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news at 7, and that is all the time we have for this evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alan Cohn. Have a great weekend.